voters are still casting their ballots in the May primary. Here's a live look at the polls in Westerville. You can see folks waiting to make their voices heard and stepping up to cast their ballot as well. If you haven't voted yet, don't wait. Polls close at 7:30 tonight.
We have crews that will be spread out live all across the region for you, covering all the key races from statewide to local issues. 10 TV is your #1 source for results all throughout the night.
And 10 TV's Doug Pekash leading our coverage here in studio. Doug, we know it is a busy night ahead. What race do you think has the most attention tonight?
A lot of people are watching the U.S. Senate race, of course, to see that. Sherrod Brown, the expected winner in tonight's primary, but really a lot of eyeballs are on the race to be Ohio's next governor. And what I can tell you about that is tech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, Democratic voters rather, have an easy decision as Amy Acton is the lone candidate, but Republican voters do have a decision to make. Tech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy is up against Tiffin native Casey Puch. Puch is an automotive entrepreneur with no political experience. Ramaswamy has earned the endorsement of President Donald Trump and the Ohio GOP, and he earned those very early on last year. Now, today, I got an exclusive one-on-one interview with Ramaswamy. He says he wants to revive the American dream in Ohio. 10 TV was there when Ramaswamy voted at his Upper Arlington precinct this afternoon. He told me afterward that it was an emotional moment to vote for himself and a special opportunity to exercise his civic duty. Now, one of the major planks of his platform is tax relief. He wants to roll back property taxes to where they were before the end of the pandemic, and he wants to phase out the income tax over time. He says that will lead to economic and population growth, which will pump up sales tax revenue to partly replace the other tax revenue.
Made up through volume through the sales tax. I'm not saying we're going to raise the rate.
Right.
What I'm saying is increased economic activity in the state combined with cost cuts where it makes sense. Cost cuts that won't leave people hurting at all, that are actually going to improve the effectiveness of government, going after a lot of the excess waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicaid and in other areas, being a better steward of the people's money. That's the way we're going to be able to do it.
And we'll have more with Ramaswamy coming up on the news at 6. Meanwhile, his opponent, Casey Puch, is campaigning on regulating artificial intelligence and protecting personal likeness rights. As for that lack of political experience I mentioned, Puch told us on the day he announced his campaign, he believes that's actually an advantage.
What are politicians doing for us now? If I had a lot of experience and I was already deeply entrenched, where would I really be able to go?
Puch is the founder of the Genius Garage charity. That's a nonprofit that helps students build race cars while preparing them for careers in engineering and design.
So, Doug, let's talk also about Dr. Amy Acton participating in this. As you mentioned, she's running unopposed, but that doesn't mean she's not campaigning.
No, she's been out and about all over the state as well. So, yes, Amy Acton spent the morning at Driving Park in Columbus. 10 TV cameras were there as she greeted voters heading into the polling locations. And 10 TV's Rochelle Aline has been covering Acton's campaign tonight, and she joins us now live. Rochelle, Dr. Amy Acton is also addressing the high cost of living, right?
You know, she told me that affordability is something she hears from about 95% of the people she's met on the campaign trail. She says she's going to fight to make things more affordable for people in Ohio, but especially for working families. To do that, she's promising to do things like erase medical debt and offer an earned income tax credit. She also wants to offer a child tax credit for families who make up to $85,000 a year. The big question is, how will she pay for those tax cuts? To balance things, Acton said she plans to keep the state income tax as is.
The tax breaks that we're putting forward are really just choosing to value people who are working and often fall in that gap. They're doing everything right. They don't qualify for other programs and supports, but this will give them this boost.
I also spoke to her about the rising cost of energy in Ohio and the need for more energy in Ohio. I'll have her answers coming up tonight at 6. For now, in Columbus, Rochelle Aline, 10 TV News.
Rochelle, thank you. And yeah, at 6, I'll have more from Vivek Ramaswamy on his energy policy as well. Tune in for our Ohio Votes live stream from 7 to 11 tonight, only on the free 10 TV streaming app. Our teams from around the state will be bringing you results and reaction to them, up to the minute results. Just download the 10 TV app on your TV to watch for free.
Yeah, this